Picture a blood sample so strange, it broke every model scientists had for the human body. Not sick, not doped, just impossible. For years, doctors couldn't explain what they were looking at, and the world assumed the worst. A cheat, a fraud, a man who must have found a way around the rules everyone else has to follow. But nobody could prove it. No banned substance, no violation. Just a mystery that sat unsolved for 2 decades, hiding inside the blood of one man who had already left the sport behind. What if the body itself was the anomaly? Not the training, not the technique, the biology. That question would eventually crack open one of the strangest stories in the history of sport. It begins with the athlete everyone accused, and the science that would finally clear his name. For years, one of the greatest endurance athletes who ever lived carried a label he never deserved. Fans whispered it. Rivals said it to his face. Cheat. Fraud. His name was Eero Mäntyranta, and he won 7 Olympic medals in cross-country skiing. Nobody could explain how a boy from a poor village above the Arctic Circle in Finland could ski like his blood was made of something else entirely. It took 2 decades after he retired for the truth to surface, and it changed how the world understood human performance. Every human body has a ceiling, a limit on how much oxygen the blood can carry, how long a heart can sustain effort before it breaks. Elite athletes spend their lives pushing against that ceiling. Mäntyranta was born without one. In 1993, scientists in Finland, led by Dr. Albert de la Chapelle, found the answer in his DNA. A mutation in a gene called EPOR had rewired how his body made red blood cells. He produced up to 65% more of them than an average man. His blood carried oxygen the way a race car carries fuel, and it never ran dry. Picture 2 skiers on the same brutal terrain. One's muscles gasp for oxygen by the final stretch. The others don't, because his blood was already doing the work of a permanent altitude camp. That was Mäntyranta, gliding away while everyone assumed he was cheating. But a rare mutation does not teach a boy how to ski. Mäntyranta grew up doing brutal forestry labor and training through sub-zero winters long before anyone knew his blood was different. Without that discipline, his biology would have stayed a curiosity, not a gold medal. If one man's body could break the rules this completely, how many other champions were hiding a secret advantage of their own? The next one wasn't hiding in blood. She was hiding in physics. Simone Biles was 6 years old on a daycare field trip when she saw older girls doing gymnastics and simply started copying them. Nobody taught her the moves. She just did them. She had already been through foster care before her grandparents adopted her. Gymnastics became the place where that early instability turned into total control. Biles stands 4 feet 8 inches tall, and that height reshapes the physics of everything she does. A shorter body has a lower center of mass, and shorter limbs mean less resistance when she spins. Pull mass closer to the axis of rotation, and rotation speeds up. The same principle as a figure skater pulling in her arms. But height alone doesn't explain skills once considered impossible for a woman, like a double-twisting double somersault off the balance beam. That comes from her inner ear and nervous system. Somehow, Biles always knows exactly where her body is in midair, even blind, even twisting. Most gymnasts lose that awareness the moment they can't see the ground. She never does. An average gymnast tops out around 9 or 10 feet during a tumbling pass. Biles regularly clears 10.5 feet, buying herself the milliseconds needed for one more twist than physics should allow. Critics say she wins because she's short. But plenty of gymnasts, her height never came close to her skills. Her real advantage is coordination layered on raw power, built through more than 30 hours of training a week for over a decade, including a terrifying loss of spatial awareness known as the twisties. which she trained her way back from. Biles proved a body could bend the laws of rotation. Eliud Kipchoge would prove something even stranger, that the lightest possible body could carry a man farther than anyone thought a human could run. Eliud Kipchoge ran miles to school every day as a child in Kenya, long before he called it training. That early mileage built an aerobic engine most athletes spend years chasing. Coach Patrick Sang, an Olympic medalist himself, became his mentor for life. But the real secret wasn't his heart or his lungs, it was his ankles. Kipchoge's calves and ankles are remarkably thin and light. His Achilles tendon is unusually long, a biological spring that returns energy with every stride. Think of your leg as a pendulum. A heavy weight at the end takes far more energy to swing than a light one. Kipchoge's ultra-light lower legs mean every stride costs him less oxygen than his competitors. Scientists studying elite Kenyan runners found this trait alone could save roughly 8% of the energy an average runner burns. Multiply that across 26 miles, and fractions of an ounce become the difference between a world record and second place. Thousands of runners across Kenya's Rift Valley share this same body type. Only Kipchoge became the first human to run a marathon in under 2 hours. Genetics gave him the engine. It didn't give him the will to live like a monk in a training camp in Kaptagat, cleaning toilets alongside his teammates and running well over 100 miles a week. Even his greatest triumph invites debate. How much came from his body, and how much from the carbon fiber plated shoes on his feet, which improve running economy by roughly 4%. Kipchoge proved efficiency could rewrite the record books. Usain Bolt would prove something that seemed to contradict every rule of sprinting itself. Usain Bolt grew up in Jamaica, obsessed with cricket, not running. His coaches noticed his explosive speed early, but he was playful and often injured. Then he partnered with coach Glenn Mills, and everything changed. Standing 6 feet 5 inches tall, Bolt should have struggled in the sprint. Taller athletes accelerate slower out of the blocks, and compact bodies are supposed to turn their legs over faster. Bolt broke that rule, taking long, towering strides while turning his legs over as fast as sprinters, nearly a foot shorter. The answer was hiding in his spine. Bolt has scoliosis, a curve that leaves his right leg slightly shorter than his left, striking the ground with far more force. Researchers at Southern Methodist University found Bolt's brain had subconsciously adapted to the asymmetry, keeping his hips level and turning a flaw into devastating efficiency. During his world record run, most elite sprinters need 44 or 45 steps to cover 100 meters. Bolt did it in 41, the leg speed of a much shorter man in a body well over 6 feet tall. What surprises people most, Bolt's reaction time out of the blocks was never exceptional. Some rivals reacted faster. He won through mid-race biomechanics, forged by grueling core and back training built to keep his fragile spine from tearing apart under his own speed. If Bolt bent the rules of running, Michael Phelps seemed built by nature specifically to break them in the water. Michael Phelps was diagnosed with ADHD as a kid in Baltimore. Swimming became the outlet for energy that couldn't sit still elsewhere. When coach Bob Bowman met him at age 10, he turned that restlessness into total focus. Phelps stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, but his proportions look drawn by someone designing the perfect swimmer. His torso is the length of a much taller man, cutting through water with almost no drag, while his legs are shorter than his height suggests. His wingspan stretches several inches beyond his own height, giving him built-in paddles. His ankles may be the strangest advantage of all. They're double-jointed, bending far past the range of even elite dancers, letting him snap his feet like a dolphin's tail for extra thrust on every kick. None of it meant anything without what came next. Under Bob Bowman, Phelps trained 5 straight years without a single day off. No birthdays, no holidays. He swam dozens of miles a week and ate thousands of calories a day just to fuel his body's demands. For years, people claimed Phelps produced half the lactic acid of a normal human. That's not true. His body clears lactic acid faster, but that skill is trainable, built through relentless work, not gifted at birth. His 23 Olympic gold medals came from a body built for water and a mind that refused to rest. Five athletes, 5 bodies that broke the rules of human limitation. A skier with blood that never ran out of oxygen. A gymnast who rewrote the physics of rotation. A marathoner whose legs cost him almost nothing to swing. A sprinter whose flaw made him unstoppable. A swimmer shaped like a machine, built for water. And yet every one of them needed the same thing to turn biology into greatness. Mäntyranta trained through Arctic winters, doing manual labor before anyone knew his blood was special. Biles trained for decades and fought back from losing her sense of the sky. Kipchoge shared chores in a dirt road camp, while thousands with his exact body type never matched his records. Bolt endured brutal rehab to keep his own spine from betraying him. Phelps gave up every holiday for half a decade. None were chosen by genetics alone. They were chosen by what they did with it. That's the answer this story started with. Mäntyranta wasn't a cheat, and he wasn't just lucky. His body gave him a canvas nobody else had. It was the forestry work, the sub-zero training, the years nobody was watching, that turned that canvas into a masterpiece. Genetics can hand an athlete a head start. It has never once handed them a finish line. Somewhere right now, someone with an ordinary body is closing that gap through nothing but relentless will, and biology has no answer for that. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this documentary, please like, share, and subscribe for more stories like this.